Entering the 8th season under head coach Brett Walk, the Mountain View Buffaloes boast 2 titles and 4 trips to the state championship over the past 7 years, including 2 consecutive title appearances in 2017 and 2018. 2019 sees many of last year's core back, and make no mistake, this year's Buffs have only one thing in mind. Mountain View football is live for another season on mylocalradio.com. Join us as we take you inside the huddle and across the state as the Bridger Valley's exclusive video broadcast partner. From Mountain View and Lyman to Pinedale, Greybull, and beyond, mylocalradio.com has you covered. With the opening kickoff rapidly approaching, let's head to the booth and join the voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes, Jake Hibbard.
One final tune-up before the stark reality of elimination sets in. For Mountain View today, it's a chance for a cherry on top of a historic regular season, looking to cap off the 6th undefeated regular season of the season. For Greybull, well, they're out of the playoffs and looking for a little bit of a high note to end the year, but can they do anything about the powerhouse Buffs team, or will it be a long Friday in store for the visitors? Jake Hibbard joining you live on Clarence B. Lammers Field in Mountain View for a Jaegers Auto Body pregame show. Greybull, Mountain View, next. For nearly 45 years, Jaegers Auto Body in Green River has been among the most trusted businesses in southwest Wyoming and beyond. There's a reason why the biggest auto dealers in the area trust their vehicles to Jaegers Auto Body. Owner Justin Yeager and his staff are experts in their field and will deliver on your vehicle's needs. So the next time your car is in need of repair, go see the best at Jaegers Auto Body in Green River at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way, or give them a call at 307-875-2448. Jaegers Auto Body in Green River, proud sponsors of Mountain View and Lyman High School sports. Welcome into the Jaegers Auto Body pregame show. Justin Yeager and his team invite you to give them a call at 875-2448. Jaegers Auto Body is located in Green River, but if you've got some auto body repair needed, they're well worth the trip to make it over to Green River because they are the best and they know what they're doing. The professionals at Jaegers Auto Body will get your vehicle looking like brand new again. Give them a call at 875-2448 or go see them at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way in Green River. When we come back, we'll get our first look at today's contest as Greybull is coming in as the Buffaloes to take on the homestanding Mountain View Buffaloes. A battle of the Buffaloes, but both teams headed a little bit different ways. Mountain View is the number 1 seed from the West. Greybull has already been eliminated from playoff contention. Mountain View trying to pull off its 6th undefeated regular season in this program's history, and they're in good shape to do so. We'll let you know why and how when we come back on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com and KNY at 99.1 FM.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
Jake Hibbard joining you live from Clarence B. Lammers Field in Mountain View, Wyoming, where we're about 35 minutes away from the opening kick of a Week 8 contest that has Greybull coming into Mountain View. A battle of the Buffaloes has a couple of teams headed in different directions on the season. As for Greybull, they are 1-6 on the year, 1-4 on the conference season, and eliminated from postseason playoffs. For Mountain View, they've wrapped up the number 1 seed all the way throughout playoffs. On the western side, they will play Wheatland next week. Still awaiting for the brackets to solidify exactly, but we know who's in, just not exactly where. Mountain View, as we mentioned, will be playing Wheatland right here in Mountain View next Friday at 1 p.m. against Wheatland.
after yesterday's win on the other side of the bracket. Lyman also getting a home game. On Mountain View's side of the bracket, Thermopolis and Burns are battling for a number 2 seed, and they know they will play the number 3 seeded Big Piney. Buffalo is the number 1 seed from the east side. They have Lovell, the number 4 from the west. And then number 2 Lyman on Buffalo's side of the bracket will play either Thermopolis or Burns. And that contest, well, that game, I should say, that seeding will be decided on the field tonight at 7 p.m. as Thermopolis and Burns are playing each other. It's senior day for Mountain View, and they've got 10 seniors as a whole on the roster. Run you through them right now. We've got Braden Walk, Trevor Sweeney, Brigham Blumel, Kimball Matson, Tyler Stoddard, Caleb Knutson, Hunter Gross, Bridger Harris, Brecken Barnes, Jimmy Medler, and on the manager side, Michaela Bird and Jalen Watson as well. And this group is as special of a senior class as Mountain View has ever seen, and around the state you won't find much more special senior classes. This is a group that largely started as sophomores and led the way to a 2017 state championship, a team that feels like they let away a back-to-back championship get away and slip away from their fingers a year ago, losing to Buffalo, and a team, now seniors, determined in 2019 to not let that happen again. They're undefeated on the season, and let's put a little bit of historical context to what exactly Mountain View has done this season. Well, if you take a look historically in points per game, Bighorn last year's Bighorn team that won state, put up an average of 52.45 points per game. That's the most ever in the history of Wyoming. The second best in the record that was broken was the 1924 Kemmer Rangers, which put up 51.4 points per contest. In third place, the 2010 Lusk team averaged 47.5 points per game. And coming into today's contest, the Mountain View Buffaloes averaged 47.57 points per game, which currently has them ranked third up to this point in the history. All classifications, excluding six-man, because that's a different game entirely. In the history of football, we're looking at one of the most prolific offenses ever out on the field right now that you're getting an expanded view from on mylocalradio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM. And let's consider this for a moment. Throughout the season, we've only seen the starters head into the fourth quarter once all season long. And for the most part, these starters are playing little more than 2 quarters per game. They could be putting up 100 points in some of these contests, and that would have them as the most prolific offense by the numbers. But if you look at the eye test, you look at this team out there, this is a special group, but they know the job is not done yet. 8-0 is a good start. Next week, the quarterfinals, that's another thing, and then the semifinals. All eyes are focused on Laramie for the state championship game on November 16th, and they want Buffalo and a chance to redeem themselves from a year ago. For Greybull, they'll be down to 9-man football next year and looking to finish off with a little bit of pride in this season. We'll take a break, come back with continued pregame coverage here live and online at mylocalradio.com and on the radio at KNYN 99.1 FM. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio is back for another year with a bit of a twist. Join me, Jake Hibbard, as I transition from covering Evanston and becoming the voice of the Mountain View Buffs and Lyman Eagles. I'll be live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. with news, analysis, and guests as we focus on the Bridger Valley and beyond. We'll cover the happenings around the area and across the state landscape. We would also like to welcome onto the show as a regular this year, Dennis Lynch of Auto Farm Chevrolet. Join us every Wednesday on KNY on 99.1 FM in the Evanston listening area for the Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. If you can't catch it then, don't worry. We'll post all the episodes up to mylocalradio.com, or you can also find it by searching and subscribing to the Wyoming Prep Podcast on iTunes or Google Play. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio, presented by Auto Farm Chevrolet, every Wednesday, August through March on KNY 99.1 FM in Evanston, or online anytime at mylocalradio.com, or of course at the Wyoming Prep Podcast on wherever you get your podcasts. The Wyoming Prep Podcast on the radio. Come join in on the fun. Welcome back to the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show. It's week 8, so this is it for the regular season, and this is it for Greybull as well. Mountain View, well, they know they're heading on, and they also know they have at least 2 more home games if they take care of business next week and win their opening quarterfinal matchup. The guy leading it all at the offensive side is quarterback Braden Walk. He's a senior, a 2-time All-State, well on his way to a 3rd All-State selection. And when we come back, we'll have our Look Around the Valley segment where we'll talk to the quarterback of these Buffaloes. Braden Walk when we return on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football, live and online at mylocalradio.com or on the radio at K9 99.1 FM.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
I've got Braden Walk with me. Pregame here is the final week of the season is upon us. You're in the playoffs. You know you have home field advantage. But before we get into any game-specific stuff, as a whole, this year's been a little bit different than years past for you. You've strictly been a quarterback. You haven't been flipping between running, catching, throwing the ball. How has that change gone for you and the team?
I think it's gone well. I mean, I think we're taking care of the ball more. I think that I make good decisions in the pocket. I don't know, we're just never staying satisfied, just keep working every week.
You had an interception one of your first throws of the year, and then that's been your only one. I remember it was like triple coverage or something. It was kind of what was going on there? Were you eager to make a play early on in the season?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I just wasn't all in my head right, I guess.
But since then, I think there's been just one other turnover from the varsity throughout this season, and that's been a big key, a big focus for this team. What's your daily routine like during football season from morning to night?
Wake up at 6 o'clock, go to our meeting at 7, and we have our, whether it's defense or offense, we study on our classroom stuff and look at our scouting reports and then do our school day and then go to practice for about 2 hours and 30 minutes.
That's close to a 12-hour day, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
You really got to air it out against Lyman, and that was something you haven't really been able to dial up all that many passing plays throughout this season. Wasn't that a nice change of pace for you?
Yes, I like throwing the ball.
I've talked about the intimidation factor of this team and the maturity of it throughout the year, and of course that starts with the coaching staff, but what sort of responsibility is put on this senior class to set the tone with the team?
I don't know. I think we're the most mature senior group there's been in a while, probably since 2014, I think, but I think that, I don't know, we kind of show an intimidation factor with Hunter Gross. I mean, he's pretty intimidating. We got Brigham, Kimball, myself. We got we just kind of show the younger kids what we're like, and hopefully they can adapt to us.
How do you like the warm-ups for Mountain View when you're getting ready on a Friday afternoon or Friday night?
I love it. Buff Jacks are probably my favorite, and I don't know. They're a little tough. Our coach always says that our warm-ups are probably worse than anybody else's conditioning. So, but we're getting used to it.
I mean, it's really cool. I keep missing it, but I want to film it, especially when you get the echoing sound. It seems like you guys try to win the game right then and there.
Yeah, our coaches talked to us about that. We kind of keep it in our heads of what it sounds like in Laramie. We just kind of try to match that, but nothing really can.
I've heard a lot of people concerned this year about not how the team's performed, but the fact that they haven't been tested yet. How do you react to that?
With us, I don't know. I like our group of our kids like that are varsity because we're never satisfied. I mean, we're only playing basically 2 quarters, but like we're executing, and we've never been like our offense has never been like executing this well. So I think that we're doing pretty good.
You know, there maybe has not been a test this year, but of course this is basically the same team that went up to state and has that in your mind every single day. Is that the motivator?
So we think about that almost every week, to be honest with you. But
well, what's the plan for next year, Braden?
I want to play college football, and I haven't really decided where yet, but that's the plan.
Looking around at a few places. Before that, though, it's not football, but in the wintertime, you're a pretty good guard on the basketball team. How does that sport compare to football?
I love basketball. I don't know. I spent a lot of time on basketball in the summers and throughout my whole life. That was probably the first sport I've ever played. I love basketball, but I don't know. Football is kind of where I'm at.
Now, memories from basketball. We'll get back to football in a second, but got any memories that stick out from big games or big wins in the last year or two?
Like we've never made it to state, but we've had some pretty good games. Last year against Evanston, that was a pretty good game. Pinedale when Hunter Meeks hit the game winner. Some of my freshman year was pretty cool because I played JV, but
yeah, you hit the one on the head that I was wondering. I was wondering if that inter-county matchup that I was at last year with you and Evanston was one that really sticks out as trying something this program's trying to get over the hump and get into state, maybe to take with them.
That's us. All we're trying to do is just try to make it to state. We've been working hard, and hopefully that's what we can do.
Now back to football. You've secured home field throughout. You got to win. I'm sure you're focused on this week. Then you got to get through the quarterfinals and semifinals to even get back to where you've been the last couple of years. But the week-to-week focus, I've heard a lot from your coaches about what the weekly routine is. But from a player standpoint, to prepare for a week of football, what does it look like Monday through Friday?
We watch a lot of film and just try to get our minds right, our bodies right. We get well rested. Night before games, we have to be home at 9 o'clock, so we get a good rest. And I don't know, it's just we have a good preparation.
We've been watching film at the varsity level for a couple of years. Have you developed in your ability to see things as you've gone along, and what are they?
Just compared to my sophomore and junior year at camp, I noticed myself just reading coverages a lot better, and just I don't know, that's helped me a lot because I played a little bit of varsity my freshman year, so I've been watching for a while, and it's helped a lot.
From going to playing a couple of positions on the offensive side, and then of course we got defense as well, where you're a defensive back, so you've got to always worry about that. But has your approach to watching film changed at all, knowing that you're looking primarily as a perspective of a quarterback, not a quarterback and a receiver?
Yes, it has. I don't know, it just depends on how many players are in the box with us and what's their leverage, and we exploit their weaknesses just based on their leverage.
Braden Walk, senior quarterback now for Mountain View as we get ready for this final week against Greybull. Good luck today, good luck going forward, and thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Well, you've got this week. Next week is guaranteed, and then if they take care of business a week after that and a week after that at the state championship in Laramie, potentially 3 more weeks after this for the Mountain View Buffaloes. But after that, and one way or another, we'll have to say goodbye to an outstanding senior class. Braden Walk right at the top of that. The good news is it's not football, but you get to see a lot of these guys, including Braden, come back in the wintertime as we'll be bringing you Mountain View Buffalo basketball and starting in December and going through the state tournament, we hope, in March. When we come back, we'll shift away from the players and go to the coaches in this Yeager's Auto Body pregame show. Yeager's Auto Body is a proud sponsor of high school athletics, and owner Justin Yeager, he sees the value that athletics add to a student's experience. He knows that what you learn in the classroom and what you learn in between the hash marks on the football field can gain experiences that will last a lifetime in both memories and valuable lessons learned. Give Yeager's Auto Body a call at 875-2448 or go see him at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way in Green River. If you need any auto body work done, that's Yeager's Auto Body in Green River. We'll come back with the coaches. First, we'll hear from Eli Moody of Greybull, and then we'll finish off the pregame show with Brent Walk one more time in the regular season. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Buffalo football on KNYN 99.1 FM and online with the video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Because of you, I felt hopeless.
I know it was a joke, but it still hurt me.
Because of you, I felt wanted and not alone in this world.
Because you said hi to me on the first day of school, I felt included and I knew that I was going to be okay.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Westar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Westar Printing, 307-789-5202.
Welcome into the coaches portion of the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show. As we mentioned before the break, we'll come back with Eli Moody, head coach of the Greybull Buffaloes. The Greybull team with just one win on the season, already eliminated from playoff contention, but a lot to play for with 9 seniors on the field in today's game and a lot of guys who will be back next year for this Greybull program as well. After that, we'll hear from Brent Walk, head coach of the Mountain View Buffs. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com.
For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been among the most trusted businesses in southwest Wyoming and beyond. There's a reason why the biggest auto dealers in the area trust their vehicles to Yeager's Auto Body. Owner Justin Yeager and his staff are experts in their field and will deliver on your vehicle's needs. So the next time your car is in need of repair, go see the best at Yeager's Auto Body in Green River at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way, or give them a call at 307-875-2448. Yeager's Auto Body in Green River, proud sponsors of Mountain View and Lyman High School sports.
I have Eli Moody, head coach of the Greybull Buffaloes, with me. Last week's loss to Lyman officially took you out of the playoffs, and you've got 9 seniors on this team, however, playing their last football game, so playoffs or not, how would you like and hope that they would come out in their final time on the field?
Obviously just for them, you'd like them to end it on a positive note. Kind of something we emphasized after the game. Yeah, we don't get playoffs, we can't get championships, so you might as well treat this like a championship. Come with that kind of championship energy.
Starting next season, Greybull is going to become a 1A school, and that means they'll play in the inaugural season of 9-man football in Wyoming. And going through the books, Wyoming, of course, already has 6-man football, and there was a period of 8-man football in the 50s and 60s. But I don't know that this state's ever adopted a 9-man football classification. What have you heard or have been planning for with the upcoming change?
We're still trying to figure out what would be the best approach for us. Our plan right now is to reach out to some established schools in other states and just kind of get their advice on how to tackle it.
Now, I've got a couple of questions regarding that because I've been wondering one thing or another. Now, 9-man football is a lot of times played on a 100-yard field, but that field is narrowed, although it doesn't have to be. Do you know anything specifically about whether there'll need to be any alterations made to your field, or is this classification going to be playing on that regular 53 by 100-yard field?
I believe it will be on just the normal regulation field.
And a lot of times in 9-man, as it is in 8-man, you kind of take a couple of offensive linemen out of a lot of formations to get a tight end and a wide receiver out there. You said you were looking at, after this season, of course, is over with, to maybe start reaching out to some other schools. When does really that homework start for you as far as figuring out some new schemes? And also, have you ever really encountered 9-man football in all of your playing days or just observing time?
So we'll start to tackle it. Since we are out of the playoffs, we'll probably, take a little bit of time off to have a little bit of personal life, and then we'll get into it. And this will be my first experience with 9-man in any form, so it's completely brand new to me.
I mentioned that all the outgoing seniors that you have, but there's no question a ton of youth on this team as well. And as you look forward to next year and years after, what do you see as some keys to young players developing the right way and becoming veteran leaders and difference makers out on the field?
We just got to get a better off-season culture. Our weight room stuff, our summer camp stuff. We had a decent sized group, but we just got to continue to build on the off-season stuff.
At the quarterback position, you've shuffled through senior Felipe Gayton and Aiden Reese, a freshman, a bit throughout the season. Last week you started with Gayton, but then shifted over to Reese after the first few series and moved Felipe out to receiver. And, how have you tried to manage that position between those two as the season's gone along?
It's been Phil's spot. The only reason we shuffled Friday is because we just needed another receiver, and he was a 2-year starter receiver anyway, so there's not, it doesn't take a lot for him to pick it back up. So that was the only reason we made that change Friday. It had nothing to do with the play of Phil. It was just we needed him at a different spot.
That's Eli Moody, head coach of the Greybull Buffaloes. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck in this final week of the season.
Thank you so much.
I was able to catch up with Eli Moody a week ago as Lyman and Greybull were facing off. A very accommodating guy, appreciating him, and good luck to him and the Greybull program as a whole as they find themselves in 9-man football next year, and will be kind of figuring out new schemes and kind of the nuances of that game, and that'll be interesting for sure. We'll be following them as they go into the 1A ranks and start that new chapter in Wyoming football. We'll come back in just a bit with Brent Walk, head coach of the Mountain View Buffs, to close out this Jaegers Auto Body pregame show. This is the First Bank presentation of Mountain View Buffs football on MyLocalRadio.com. With MyLocalRadio.com, you get to stay up to date with Lyman and Mountain View sports by watching all of the games live in the convenience of your own home. Now you get to keep up with your coaches, athletes, and teachers throughout the week with the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner. Weekdays during the school year, the Bridger Valley Coaches Corner will run on KNYN 99.1 FM at 3 p.m. and keep you up to date with the most interesting storylines from Lyman and Mountain View in football, volleyball, basketball, swimming, running, golf, and more. We'll also check in with different students and teachers from the two schools throughout the year. 3 p.m. Monday through Friday on KNYN 99.1 FM is the Bridger Valley Coaches Show presented by MyLocalRadio.com. Stay connected.
It's important to feel like you belong. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we understand the value of connection. When you become a member, you join our family. You become an owner of a not-for-profit financial organization, and your success becomes our success. We give back to our members by offering lower loan rates, fewer fees, higher yields, and more products and services. Become a member of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today, and let's work together to reach your financial goals. We're a caring partner here for you. Member NCUA.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
If you walk into the Mountain View Buffs locker room, there's things pinned up to the side of the wall. It's next to the door when you walk in, and depending on the week, there's a new goal. And Well, this week you've got perfection on the line in the regular season. They clinched the playoffs. Last week they wrapped up home field advantage throughout, and now this week 8-0 on the regular season, and then a big goal every week beyond that, advance to the quarterfinals, the semifinals, to the championship, and go and try to win your second championship in 3 years. We'll come back with the head coach of the Mountain View Buffs setting those goals and leading the way for this great program next on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on mylocalradio.com. You can also listen on the radio at KNY at 99.1 FM.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
I have Brent Walk with me, head coach of the Mountain View Buffaloes. 1 week left in the regular season, and as you reflect back on the goals you set up to this point, how has that all played out?
Yeah, honestly, Jake, it's been absolutely perfect. Something I'll be 100% honest with you. Our starters, we've had a couple conversations just in the recent couple of days about, there's a little bit of frustration that they've been working so hard, literally since they were 7th graders, and they're only getting to play about half the season. But, I talked to the kids about, just staying grounded where we're at, and we're in a pretty dang good position, and they're embracing that, so we're best case scenario where we're at right now.
Well, I've wondered about that. That must be something that they love, having that lead and being able to go through with all these wins, but that probably does take a little bit of maturity to understand why they're only getting in for a half.
Yeah, and actually, honestly, Jake, I don't know how many 17, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids could really handle that, and it is a testament what type of kids we have, because, yeah, it is, I've had multiple kids tell me, Coach, I've worked so hard for this, and going into my senior year, I was expected to play more than just barely over a half. But, per our conversations and talking to the kids, we have one goal in mind. I think everybody knows what that goal is, and, we're getting better and better every single game, every single week. And so, yeah, I think there is a certain amount of frustration behind it, but the kids understand the big picture and what we're working towards. So, we're going to keep plugging away. I'm very proud of them.
Well, you've wrapped up home field through the playoffs after the win over Kemmer. After that victory, I'm sure that was the next goal on the line. So tell me a little bit about how that worked out for you.
Yeah, going into the season, I think you and I had this conversation before. Our goal is number one to win conference games, and then win the conference championship, win playoff games, and ultimately play and win the state championship. But yeah, last week was a huge game, and and we've literally talked all year long of the biggest game of the year, and believe it or not, this is our mentality this week is, Greybull is the biggest game of the year for us, because we're going into that game with, playoff. We want to be playing playoff football. So we started talking to the guys about, in all actuality, if things go the way we want them to go, we'll have 4 playoff games, because we're considering this a playoff game for us.
It's also the last regular season home game, and that comes with all the senior night stuff, and you got a great senior class. What has that meant to your program, having these people in your locker rooms all 4 years?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you one of the, and I love it, but one of the hardest times for me is senior day, and particularly with this group, because, I think everybody knows I have a son that's in the senior class, and these kids have literally been at my house since 3rd grade on every Saturday playing football. So, it's a very, very special group. And that not only are they're very good football players, obviously, but they're amazing, amazing young men that are making a huge impact on our entire community. I could tell you stories after stories after stories, what these kids have done, since they were young, and now, it's just pretty remarkable. So it's going to be a pretty rough day for me, I'm not going to lie to you.
As Brent Walk, head coach of the Mountain View Buffs, thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Jake.
Well, that's it for the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show. We appreciate you joining us throughout this regular season, and keep in mind we will continue to follow these Buffaloes around the playoffs and the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and championships should they advance on. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football, and when we come back, we'll have starting lineups and the opening kick to start off the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter on MyLocalRadio.com.
Well, we'll call an audible and start live right here. Thank you for joining us for the Yeager's Auto Body pregame show, as we will start kickoff about 5 minutes ahead of schedule. Time on the clock right now, 2:55 p.m. Mountain View is kicking off. They're in the black jerseys, white pants, and bright purple helmets. For Greybull, it's white jerseys, navy blue pants, blue helmets, and a yellow bolt going across the side of each side. Felipe Gayton back to receive for Greybull, along with Elian Davila. 12 minutes on the clock. Welcome you to the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Tiancum Picola at the 40-yard line puts the ball down on the ground and sets up to kick off. About 58 degrees for kickoff. Ball fell down once, and so Picola will mark it off once more. Mountain View 7-0 on the season. Greybull sitting at 1-6. Greybull will give you their offensive starters in a moment, but here we have week 8 kicking off. Picola into and out of the hands of Felipe Gayton and out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. Out of his hands, that's right where Greybull takes over. About as bad of a start as they can get on that kickoff. See who the quarterback starter is. Felipe Gayton started last week, but Aiden Reese was the guy who came in relief after a few series. And I was told by Coach Eli Moody, it may be Reese, it may be Gayton, but it looks like it's Gayton to start off the opening drive. Carlos Garay at left guard, our left tackle. Jace Diaz-Rios at left guard. Center is Ethan Dalen, and it is Gayton in the pistol form. Man in motion is Castro. Gayton hands up to bottom on the goal line and push back. The goal, 1st and 10, was started at the 1-yard line. And a safety. Felipe Gayton hands off to Elian Davila, and on the first play of scrimmage, it's 2-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. So we did not get to get the starters before the drive ended. It was one play for -1 yards, as we have Mountain View now taking over. And I think in high school they kick, don't they, from the 20? They do not punt, they kick. So we will have a kickoff from Greybull upcoming. First safety of the year that I've seen. And that was Irving, pardon me, I think it was actually Caleb Bottom. Is that who you had as the? It was Irving Castro. That's what I called, but Castro was the ball carrier for the safety. So 3 men back at about the 30 to 35-yard line for Mountain View to receive. We've got Trevor Sweeney back there along with Ashton Schofield and Caleb Knudsen. Kicking off is Jace Diaz-Rios. And he was on the offensive line that we'll get to at some point, but we'll have to flip it back over. It's 2-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board after the safety on one play for the defense. Schofield receives it at the 29, waits for about 2 seconds, now takes off up the near sideline at the 40-yard line, tackled down at the head level at the 42. On the tackle, Caleb Bottom brings him down at the 43-yard line. Mountain View to start the drive. Just now to 2:59, it's kickoff already, and 11:43 left in the first quarter. Brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. We have a score. Mountain View comes out for their first drive. Braden Walk leads the way. Leads the way at quarterback. Kimball Matson at running back, and Trevor Sweeney, Brigham Blue Mel, Ashton Schofield, and Caleb Knudsen, the receivers. On the offensive line, Hunter Gross, Jimmy Medler, Bridger Harris, Brecken Barnes, and Hunter Meeks. That was going from left tackle to right tackle. And thanks, Eric. You can choose to punt or kick. Apparently, I guess I just always see people kick. At the 43, pitch left side to Matson in the backfield, 40-yard line. Stiff arms one man, then another. Tripped up for a gain of 1. A lot of east-west running for Matson. Couldn't find a hole or a lane on the outside. 2nd down and 9. 44-yard line is where we have 2nd down. for Mountain View. Already wrapping up number 1 in the West. They will play Wheatland right here next week at 1 p.m. Shotgun form. Manson to the left of Walk. A step behind him as well. 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Direct snap up the middle. And Matson. Braden Walk takes it to the 45. First down. Gain of 10, let's say. To the 45-yard line, just across the 50. For Mountain View, we gave you their offensive starters, give you the Greybull defensive starters following this play. 1st and 10, pitch right side to Madsen. 45-40 on the outside edge. 35 still on his feet. 3 men bring him down at the 33-yard line. Pickup of about 13 on the play, say 12. 13 yards on 2 carries. Mountain View methodically moving the ball down the field. Have not attempted a pass yet. Starters for Greybull, Felipe Gayton at cornerback, along with Isaac Thusen and Irving Castro at safety. On the defensive line, Weston Haley, Jay Schroyer, Luke Surface, and Carlos Garay. Shotgun form. Manson to the left. Walk. A screen pass. Caleb Knudsen has the route jumped by Isaac Thusen, who nearly picked it off and could have gone for 6. 2nd down and 10. Ball stays on the 33. Middle linebackers are Caleb Bottom and Ben Kraft for Greybull. Avery Swiftney at the outside and Jesus Hernandez at the outside backer as well. Those are your starters for the Greybull defense. Call coming in from the Mountain View sideline. Ball marked on the, is that the 33? 32-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Shotgun, 3 receivers, or 2 receivers to the right. 1 man in motion is Knudsen. Pass, handoff goes the other way to Madsen. Makes it to the 30-yard line. Brings up 3rd down and long. 8 to go after the pickup of 2 by Madsen. 15 yards for Kimball on 3 carries. Ethan Dalen on the tackle. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Walk and Madsen in the backfield. Walk in the gun. Perfect snap. Look out right side. Rolls out to the right. Tuck and run time for Braden. To the 20-yard line, pushed out inside. Jesus Hernandez on the tackle just inside the 20-yard line. And down to the 17. 13-4 Walk on the carry. 3rd down and 8 converted. 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Mountain View's been just about automatic inside the 20 this season. Gun to the left. Handoff Madsen up the middle, a big hole. Barrels forward, and Gayton makes a tackle, getting his pad shoulders just a little bit lower than Kimball's. Marked at the 13. 4 yards. So methodical for Mountain View so far, but haven't seen that explosiveness yet. You'd imagine it comes. 3 receivers to the left side. Schofield alone on the right. Walk. Hands off to Madsen. He spins out of a couple of tackles, but cannot get away from Luke Surface. Pickup of 1 yard. Luke Surface on the tackle. Luke Surface from Greybull is in on the tackle that time. 20 yards for Madsen. 3rd down and 4 to go. Down to the 12, maybe the 11. Looks like the 11-yard line. 3rd and 4 to go. Walk, takes it, outside, a big block from Madsen. He'll find sideline, still on his feet, into pay dirt, and Mountain View is on the board with their first touchdown of the day. 6 more on the Benedict's Market and True Value board, 8:34 left in the opening quarter, brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor, and it's 8-0. Mountain View getting the safety on the first play of defense and then taking the drive down the field, 57 yards for the score. Picola setting up for the extra point. Walk to hold. Hold is down and kick up and good through the uprights. 9-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value scoreboard here in the Bridger Valley Motor First. And this is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on MyLocalRadio.com.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
Braden Walk with the 11-yard touchdown run makes it 9-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 8:34 remaining in the opening quarter. It was an 8-play, 57-yard drive. As far as Mountain View goes, that's about as long as a drive as you see all year long. The Buffs a little bit flat coming out and actually getting stopped at the line of scrimmage a few times on some runs up the middle. Nearly had a pick six as well as Isaac Thusen saw the screen pass intended for Caleb Knutson. Ball marked on the 40 for Tiancum Pecola to kick. Felipe Gayton back to serve. Serve. That's later on today. That's volleyball. Gayton on the right side to receive, and Thusen on the left. Mountain View kicking from left to right. Pecola boots it deep back to Gayton. He'll let that one sail into the end zone, but it pops back. What a perfect kick by Pecola. Gayton has to get it. Can't get back to the 10-yard line. So again, Greybull in bad field position to start. You could not have a better opening kick for Pecola that goes off the hands of Gayton, and now this time it hits the edge of the end zone and pops back, forcing a recovery for Greybull. They get the ball right at the 10-yard line for drive number 2. Gayton in the shotgun. It's a pistol, rather. 2 receivers either side. Back to throw. Up the middle. Has Thusen. And Bottom completed to the 35-yard line. And Bottom out to the 40. Running a post route out for Caleb Bottom from the 10 to the 40-yard line. A 30-yard pickup for Gayton. One of the bigger gains of the year for Greybull. First down and 10. You'll see Bottom run a lot of receiver when he's not the back. Shotgun, split back, 1 receiver either side. Pitch right side to Castro. At the 40-yard line, Castro gets about back to the right sideline in 40, maybe 1 more yard. 8:05 as we welcome you back into the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Bridger Valley Motor has the number to call if you're ever in a jam, 780-3280. Glade Erickson's cell phone number, 780-3280. He'll come pick you up with the tow truck anytime, anywhere. Give him a call at Bridger Valley Motor, sponsor of the first quarter. Second down and 10 after the no gain for Castro. Handoff to the fullback this time and a loss. In the backfield, Jimmy Medler and Brigham Blumel take him down to the 38. Forward progress may get just a little bit farther forward. Is that Bottom on the carry? It was 4 on the carry. Well, that's not Bottom. That's Avery Swiftney. Maybe 42. All right. Yeah, I got the binoculars. We got some different players out there. It was Avery Swiftney on the no gain. Back to throw on 3rd down and 11, and looking out left side to Bottom at the 40. It's no good. Overthrown. Brigham Blumel was shading on the coverage. Turnover. Well, drive stalls, I should say, and punt upcoming. Avery Swiftney playing fullback. They have a small team here today, just 15 players, and it looks like some of the normal guys aren't all here. So make a switch there as at fullback we'll have instead of Ben Kraft, we'll have Avery Swiftney, Caleb Bottom, and Irving Castro at running backs and receivers. Punt by Thusen. Just gets away and avoids being blocked. Sticks down at the 36 and makes 1 yard forward. Bottom touches it down at the 35. Mountain View to take over for their second drive. They've scored on their first. Scored a safety on their first defensive play. 7:20 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. First and 10, ball on the 35. Walk has an empty back set. Shotgun, 5 receivers. Looks out to the left, reads back right side. Overthrows Blue Mel. He jump balls it, though, and catches it back at the line of scrimmage. Pickup of about 1, forward progress to about the 36 maybe. They'll give him 1 yard on the completion. Second down and 9. Blue Mel at 6'3", 6'4", skied up on the overthrow, tipped it up to himself, and then caught the ball. 3 receivers left side, 1 to the right is Blue Mel. Manson, lead blocker for Walk. Direct snap up the middle. He's got space on the sideline. 45, 50, 45, 40, 30, 20, 10. And Irving Castro pushes him out of bounds at the 10. A big gain up to about 55 yards or 54 yards, depending on the spot, for Walk on the design quarterback run. He's marked out just in front of the 14. 51-yard gain on the play. First and 10, ball on the 10. Well, the 14, I should say. Sweep right. It's Knutson at the 10, to the right sideline, into the end zone. He scratches to the left of the pylon and just inbounds. Touchdown, Mountain View. 6:24 left on the clock. Another quick score for the Buffaloes. And is it called back? Got a flag on the play. Hold on a second. Flag down at the 15. And it's against Mountain View. Holding. Puts him back to the 26. Have an Evanston refereeing crew here. Al Smith heading it up. Clock stays at 6:24. First down and long at the 26. First down's at what, the 4? That'd make it first down and 22, I think. Walk, airing it out, has Blue Mel, underthrows him, but Blue Mel catches it. Maybe offensive pass interference as he knocked away Irving Castro, though. Blue Mel used his body there, and the referees may catch Blue Mel for the push-off. Looked like a clear box out by Blue Mel. Not quite basketball season yet. And it's defensive pass interference of Castro getting in the way of Blue Mel. So it's all good. A 26-yard score for Braden Walk and Blue Mel. First completion. Goes for 26 after the penalty of Caleb Knutson's would-be touchdown. Extra point up and good. 16-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Clock at 6:07. A 26-yard score by Blue Mel through the air. Single coverage was no match for the big body of Brigham. We'll be back with more of the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter after this on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on MyLocalRadio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
Super kids deserve super care. Experience the difference with board-certified pediatricians Alan Brown, MD, and Bird Gilmartin, MD, at Uinta Medical Group. Whether it's tracking your child's overall health at Well Child Checks or helping your little ones feel better when they're sick, Dr. Brown and Dr. Gilmartin are here to help your child grow, learn, and thrive. Schedule an appointment with Dr. Brown or Dr. Gilmartin by calling 307-789-WELL 9355 or visit evanstonanytime.com.
6:07 left on the clock, 16-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Greybull trails Mountain View about to receive. And Caleb Bottom replaces Felipe Gayton in the kick return on the far right side. Isaac Thusen stays in at the left. Gayton now at about the 20-yard line in the second level. He was being targeted in the first couple of kickoffs. First resulted as it bounced off his hands and out of bounds in a safety on the play. 65 yards. Go the Buffaloes down the field for the drive, and Caleb Bottom doesn't do much better. He has the ball slip through his hands. Fortunately for him, it goes through the end zone this time, and it rolls out of bounds. Touchback for Greybull. They get the ball in the 20-yard line.
And kickoff rolls out into the end zone.
16-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value boards. That's the best field position they've had. They got it at the 1-yard line and then the 10-yard line. This on the 3rd, on the 20, on their 3rd drive. 6:03 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Pistol form for Gaetan. Hands off Castro, up the middle, nowhere to go. Tried to go right of guard, maybe a yard for Irving. Castro, a sophomore running back, comes into this game with 326 yards total on the season on 96 attempts, 1 touchdown. 2nd down and 9. Pistol form, 2 backs. Swiftney to the fullback. Gaetan fakes a pitch left, tries to tuck and run out to the right side. Still on his feet, back to the line of scrimmage, finding sideline. 3rd down and 9 upcoming. Looked like it may have been Trevor Sweeney on a tackle. 5:12 and ticking away in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. 16-0 the score. 3rd down and 9. Now give him 1 yard, a 3rd down and 8. Gaetan's first carry. Pistol form again. 2 receivers to the left and right. Gaetan back to throw. Up the middle. Thusen, the intended receiver, and Schofield and Walk double covering him. Overthrown as well. 3 and out for the Buffaloes, and that's the Greybull Buffaloes. Battle of the Buffs so far today, but it's been all Mountain View in the first 8 minutes, or not even quite 8 minutes into this first quarter. Thusen set to kick. It's number 1 back to punt, isn't it? Yeah, that's Isaac Thusen. We got some different numbers here, different guys than we saw last week. 1 hopped and dropped down to avoid a fumble. Ashton Schofield will fall on it at the 41-yard line for Mountain View, their 3rd drive. They've started so far at their own 43, their own 35, and now the 41-yard line. 4:40 remains in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. First 2 drives have resulted in touchdowns. Their first defensive drive resulted in a safety, which gets us to the 16-0 score. No, we have not had going for 2. Walk the shotgun. And early movement on the line. 2 flags come out. Back the Buffs up. 5 yards. That's Mountain View's false start. Looked like it was maybe Brecken Barnes at center with the early movement. 9 on the carry. Madsen relatively quiet so far. His 6th carry and now 59. That's his first big breakout run today. Flips the field in a hurry. First play of the 3rd drive, 16-0 the score, 4:19 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. Direct snap to Madsen, lead block of Walk. Madsen up the middle again, 1 tackle broken, another. Caleb Bottom brings him down, but not before a gain of about 8. Down to the 16. 9-yard pickup for Madsen. Well, here comes opening up for Mountain View. Make sure to join us on a different stream, but same locale later on tonight, 7 o'clock, Mountain View versus Lyman volleyball to close out the regular season. Low snap for Walk. He keeps it up the left side. Sea of Greybull tackles him after a pickup of about 2. Avery Swiftney in on the tackle along with Carlos Garay. 3:37. And a first down. Got what he needed. 2-yard run for Braden. 87 for Walk already on the ground. 3:31, 16-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Well, make no mistake, Mountain View is dominating this game, but it's coming at a much more methodical pace than we've seen a lot throughout the regular season. Hand off to Madsen up the middle. Bounces outside, trying to get inside to the 10. It was at the 14-yard and gets about to the, probably gain about 5 to the 10. 73 yards for Madsen. 2nd down and 5 on the 10. Third trip into the red zone for Mountain View. Split back of Blue Mel and Madsen in the pistol form for Walk. Hand off to Blue Mel. He'll try to barrel his way forward. Lowers the shoulder pads into about the 5, close to a first down marker. 2:44 remaining in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. And got just enough. 5 yards and a first down for the first carry of the day for Brigham Blue Mel. They stay with the split back formation. 2 receivers to the right, Schofield alone on the left. Knudsen in the slot right side. Blue Mel just to the right of Walk, Madsen behind. First down and goal. Walk keeps it, now pitches right side. Madsen has a tiptoe into the end zone. Nobody touched him. A gain of 10 into the end zone to score. And Mountain View scores. That was a 5-yard gain there, rather, for Kimball Madsen. 3rd touchdown of the day for Kimball. And the Mountain View Buffs. That was Kimball's first. First one was Walk. Yeah, Walk of 11 yards. Then Walk throws for 1 to 26, and Madsen gets in. 2:19 on the clock, 22-0 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Still in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. A 5-yard touchdown by Kimball has Mountain View up 23-0. We'll be back on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com.
The central and midwestern U.S. averages more than 850 tornadoes each year. And lately, the number of floods has been rising in the region, too. So chances are, there will be more twisters and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
23-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board as we welcome you back to Mountain View, Wyoming, Clarence B. Lammers Field. 23-0 the score. The Buffs shutting out the Buffs. Mountain View headed to the playoffs as the #1 seed from the west side. And they will play Wheatland next week on the opposite side of that bracket. Let's take a look real quick at what we got. It's either going to be Thermopolis or Burns taking on Big Piney. So the winner of Thermopolis Burns tonight is the 2 seed on this side of the bracket for Mountain View. Picola set to kick. And Felipe Gayton is back to receive. They stay right side. He handles it on a 1-hopper at the 10. Out to the 15, and to the 20. That's about where he gets to. Close to the 20-yard line. First down and 10 right there. 4th drive for Greybull in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. If you got a check engine light, go see Slim at Bridger Valley Motor in Lyman. And run through the diagnostics to find out if it's just a little O2 sensor or maybe something a little more significant you have going on with your vehicle. It's Bridger Valley Motor, sponsor of the first quarter action for Lyman and Mountain View football this season. 2:14 left for Gayton as he opens up with a pistol form. Sweep end around. Thusen takes the carry. Out right side. Had a little bit of space, but it closed quickly with the speed of the Mountain View defense. And is that Sam Porter on the tackle? Yeah, it was Sam Porter on the tackle. He followed Thusen just about the whole way across the field. Under 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Mountain View well in control. 3 drives and 3 touchdowns to go along with a safety as well. 2nd down and 10 on the no gain by Thusen. Shotgun. Gayton back to throw. Has Thusen, but Caleb Knudsen jumps the route, picks him off on the underthrow. Mountain View takes over on the 25-yard line. 4 Mountain View drives defensively. So far they've forced 2 punts, a safety, and an interception. Leaves plenty of time, 93 seconds with 24 yards to go. Maybe to get one more in this first quarter. Shotgun form for Walk. Hands off sweep end around. It's Schofield. Has Madsen blocking for him. Caleb Bottom gets through it, tackles him at the helmet. Ooh. Spun him around at the neck. And out. Schofield pops back up. Clock stops at 1:26 with the ball heading out of bounds. 4-yard pickup. First carry by Schofield. And did the chains just move? Okay, so 2nd and 2. It was an 8-yard gain. Walk to throw up the middle. Slant pattern, and Sweeney got tripped up and Walk underthrew him. 3rd down and 2 upcoming. 1:22 left in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. I was too slow looking down at the markers on the sideline. There we go, get the flip of the 3rd. At about the 16, 17. Direct snap, Madsen up the middle. Scoots around, still on his feet, spins into the 5. Stop there. Clock stops after the 12-yard pickup from Madsen. What'd you have that as? What was the line of scrimmage? Was that at the 17? Oh, 16. 11-yard gain then. Thank you. 10th carry for Kimball. About 1 minute left. Madsen and Walk in the backfield. 1st down and goal. Walk to throw. Has a wide open receiver on the outside. It's Blue Mel. He's trying to tackle, race his way through a couple of tackles. Outstretches just a little bit shy. Threw one man down to the ground in Thusen, but Hernandez got back up and kept Blue Mel, who was determined to get into the end zone, out.
They'll bring up 2nd down and goal to go for Mountain View Buffaloes. Ball's on right around the 2-yard line.
About the 2-yard line for where Blue Mel was stopped shy, so give him 3 on the 2nd catch. Walk up the middle, stops after he gets a couple steps into the end zone. Touchdown Mountain View, 29-0 with 48.8 seconds left in quarter number 1, brought to you by Bridger Valley Motor. Walk with his 2nd touchdown. Both him and Madsen closing in on 100 yards rushing. Pecola for the point after. Hold is good. Kick is as well. 30-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 48 ticks remain in the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter. We'll be back after this. A First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
It's human nature to think the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. That's not always true, especially when it comes to buying vehicles. This is Dennis Lynch, General Manager at Auto Farm Chevrolet. Dealerships pay the same price for new vehicles across America. The fact is, the best deals are right here, in your own backyard. The difference is that our employees are your neighbors, people you can trust. Please visit us first, Auto Farm Chevrolet. We are your community-driven dealer.
25-yard drive on their 4th possession. Mountain View leads at 30-0. 4 touchdowns, 4 extra points, and 1 safety in the first quarter. And set to kick off for another time is Tiancum Pecola. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is his 5th kickoff of the quarter. Gaetan and Thusen receiving. Both standing right at the goal line. Mountain View scored in 45 seconds. Fielded by Gaetan. Out to the 10. Spins around at the 15. Pushed down at about the 17. Sam Porter on the tackle. 42 seconds for drive number 5 of the quarter for Greybull. And the spot is at the 18. Pistol form for Gaetan. Swiftney to his left, and might be Bottom is the tailback. Handoff. And nowhere to go. It was to Caleb Bottom. And a loss of 4 yards. Caleb Knutson tackles. First carry for Bottom. 2nd and 14, 20 seconds on the clock, ticking down. Maybe it for the quarter, or Greybull may try to get one play off. They go down to the line of scrimmage at 8 seconds remaining. Pistol, pitch right. It's Castro. Nowhere to run. Hammered down to the ground. And that's the quarter. Check him out, make sure he's okay. Big tackle. Hunter Gross says hello. 30-0 at the end of one quarter on the Bridger Valley Motor first quarter on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on MyLocalRadio.com.
A common thread no matter where you live in Wyoming is that if you're heading somewhere, it's probably going to be a while until you get there. A lot can go wrong on these long road trips across this great state. And if you ever find yourself broke down on the side of the road, it's time to call Glade Erickson at Bridger Valley Motor to come pick you up day or night. Bridger Valley Motor offers 24-hour towing services. If you need a tow, you need to call Glade on his cell phone at 307-780-3280. Bridger Valley Motor is here to pick you up if your lift ever lets you down. 307-780-3280.
The best place to stay when you're in Casper, Wyoming is the Come On In Hotel and Suites. This beautiful log hotel offers 5 hot tubs, 1 pool, a fitness center, and fabulous indoor atrium. Offering jacuzzi and fireplace suites, the guest rooms are comfortable and relaxing. Plus, every stay includes a delicious extended continental breakfast. Whenever you're in Casper, stay at the best place. Come On In Hotel and Suites. Come on in today. Come On In Hotel and Suites, Casper.
Ball spotted on the 6-yard line after an unsportsmanlike conduct from the Greybull sideline following a hard tackle by Hunter Gross. They didn't like that tackle on Irving Castro, and the official crew flagged Greybull's side for the protest. A flag down from head official Al Smith to start the second quarter. Second quarter is brought to you by Big Country Properties. 12 on the clock, and it's going to be half the distance from the goal. A legal motion for Greybull backs them down to the 3. Currently on the drive, they're at negative 15 yards. It's 3rd down and a mile. Into the end zone, Gaeton racing away from Hunter Gross. Just throws it away and over the head of Kimball Matson, who may have just let that one go by. 3 and out on another drive, and it ends at 11:54. Fourth and 25, and Thusen has very little room to punt. 2 receivers for Mountain View at about the 39. A bad punt heading out of bounds, shy of the 20. Thusen had no room to work with, and a rabid Mountain View defense breathing down his neck. Just got it away, but not much better. Went out at the 12. Mountain View starts the drive 12 yards from their own end zone. 11:50 in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Broker Bobby Dolzal is part of the #1 listing and selling agency in the Bridger Valley. Visit bigcountryproperties.com. 1st and 10 on the 12. Walking the gun. Matson to his left, looking to throw out left. A bubble screen from Knutson completed at the line of scrimmage to the 5. Still on his feet. Breaks a tackle off bottom and into the end zone. One play, 12 yards. Touchdown, Mountain View. Caleb Knutson with the score. The first guy not named Brigham Blue Male to catch a pass today for Mountain View goes for a 12-yard touchdown on the bubble screen. 11:42, the clock stops in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Picola to kick for the point after. Kick is up and good for Caleb Knutson. That's touchdown number 2 of the season. 37-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. We'll be back with more of the Big Country Properties second quarter after this.
We're here to help strengthen our community. Yes, that's right. At Trona Valley Federal Credit Union, we take pride in belonging to our community. We encourage people of every race, gender, and belief to come together and give their all towards the betterment of our community. It's about people helping people. When you join our credit union, you also join a movement. At Trona Valley, we are thankful for our members, member NCUA, trust NCUA, a credit union system that is safe, sound, and secure.
37 push-ups. Are they still trying to do a push-up for every point? The cheerleaders have done 2 push-ups plus 9 push-ups plus 16 plus 26. They're getting into the hundreds before long. 37 most recently. 37-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Shout out to the cheerleading crew. I couldn't do that. I would have quit the cheerleading team by now. 12-yard touchdown for Walk is his 4th completion, or 3rd completion of the day on 4 attempts. Pecola to kick it. Hops at the 12. Fielded by Gayton up the left sideline to the 20, 30, and out of bounds. Decent return for Felipe Gayton. 41 yards for Walk. Through the air on the ground, he's at 89. Greybull takes over in the Big Country Properties second quarter. At the 27. Gayton in the shotgun, a pistol, handoff to bottom. Looking for space, nowhere to go. Bridger Harris and Hunter Gross rip him to the ground. Big loss, 3 yards on the carry, backwards. Kraft's only moved, or Bottom rather, has only moved backwards so far today on his carries. He's the tailback again, Gayton in the pistol. Swiftney split out right side as a receiver. And Gayton drops the ball. Hunter Gross falls onto him, and Mountain View says they have it. Bridger Harris and Jimmy Medler pointing Mountain View's way. Kimball Madsen joins the party. It's Mountain View football. Sack fumble, I guess you could call it, or maybe just a fumble by Felipe Gayton. Turns it over to the Buffs' possession. 10:59 left in the second quarter, brought to you by Big Country Properties. Hunter Gross dropped onto the ball and, well, picked it up. 10:59 left and put the ball on, what are we at, the 20 and 19-yard line. Back to throw, Walk to Blumel, into the end zone, touchdown, Mountain View. Well, there you go. All right, what do the cheerleaders got now? Make it 43-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. One play, one more score, 19 yards on the touchdown. Pecolas to kick, the point after. Running clock cannot. Oh, they've switched to jumping jacks, and you know what? I can't blame them. The cheerleaders have had enough. No more push-ups. They've gone to the running clock rule themselves. And Pecola misses the point after. 43-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. One play after the fumble recovery. 19 yards down the field. Brigham Blumel with his second touchdown reception of the day. Third touchdown pass for Braden Walk. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY at 99.1 FM.
When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get great pricing and quality-friendly service. Reese Auto Service, 541 Highway 413, Lyman.
43-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 10:54 remain in the second quarter. Pecola with kickoff. Number 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Kickoff number 7 for Tiancum. Blue Mel with his second touchdown reception. Pecola's losing a little bit of power as he kicks his 7th one off of the half. Felipe Gayton fielded at the 5. May have to switch kickers in the middle of the game due to fatigue. Got to keep him hot for the playoffs. First down and 10 upcoming. Clock stopped at 9:10 in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Split back again. Madsen to the right. To Pistols that go back. Walk methodically looking out to Schofield into the end zone. A little out route and it's into the end zone for a touchdown. Mountain View. 9-yard reception. A 7-yard reception for the score. Ashton Schofield's first. And Pecola to kick. 7-yard score for Schofield. 49-0, Pecola for the point after. It's up and through, 50-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM, 50-0 in the Big Country Properties second quarter, and we got a ways to go, 9:03 on the clock.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
50-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Another touchdown for Mountain View. This one a 7-yard score. Ashton Schofield on the touchdown. And kicking again, Tiancum Pecola. So we've had 4 touchdown passes for Braden Walk. He's had 2 touchdown runs as well. Kimball Madsen has a touchdown on the ground. That was 5 yards.
Kicking off for the Mountain View Buffaloes being number 18, Pecola back.
And Pecola is setting up again. Elian Davila at the goal line. Felipe Gayton on the right side. Mountain View in the black, going from right to left. High kick. May go out of bounds or may go in and out of the hands of Gayton and into the end zone for a touchback. 20-yard line for Greybull to start the drive. So far, their drives have gone safety. Punt after 1 first down picked up, a 3 and out. Interception by Knudsen, punt, fumble, and 3 and out. 9:01 on the clock. Big Country Properties invites you to visit bigcountryproperties.com or give them a call at 307-782-3356. Broker Bobby Dozal. Doesn't matter whether you're looking to buy or sell commercial, residential, land, or ranch listings. That's bigcountryproperties.com. Blitz coming up the left side. Pitch that way and a double reverse. Elian Davila takes the handoff out to the 20, 25. And he'll pick up about 6 yards on the carry. Good positive gain for Greybull. They've been waiting for something. 6-yard pickup by Elian Davila. Second down and 6. Or second down and 4. Run left side to Castro up the middle. 32-yard line and a first down for Greybull. Tackled by Medler at the 34. The 29, 34, yeah, I was off there. Then I was on, and then I was off again. Pistol for Davila, left side, Castro. Nowhere to gun, and he'll lose about the yards that he gained back to the 25. No, pickup of 7 on the last play for Castro. And then he'll move back about, back about 9. 8:08, 50-0 in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Ball in the 25, handoff to Castro, and tackled in the backfield as well, a loss of 1. Bridger Harris on the tackle. Third down and 19 becomes third down and 20 as they lose another yard. Third down and 20. 7.5 to play in the second quarter, brought to you by Big Country Properties. 4 receivers, pistol for Gaetan. Throws it away and into double coverage. Blue Melon Schofield covering Davila. Incomplete. And a punt after the first down. Well, they picked up a first down and then lost the 9 yards that they just gained. Get out to about the 25 at the end of it all. Pick up 5 yards on the drive. Schofield and Sweeney to return. And Irving Castro put his knee down as he tried to punt. He's the new punter in on a low snap, so that touches the ball down inside the 15. Drive for Mountain View starts at the 15. And at the start of this contest, I was saying Mountain View was working on some methodical drives, but at this point, they're getting the ball. Their last 4 drives have started inside their opponent's 20. 50-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board here in the Big Country Properties second quarter. 7:24. And Braden Walk and Madsen in the backfield. Walk the quarterback. Madsen to his right. Knutson in motion to the left to right. Handoff to Madsen up the middle. Inside to the 5. Good gain on first down, about a yard shy of the first down. Puts Madsen over 100 yards. Second and 3. 100 yards on 12 carries for Kimball. Just under 7 minutes to play in the Benedict's on the Big Country Properties second quarter. Play 2 of the drive. High snap to Walk. Looks out right and out of the hands of Sweeney in the end zone. Racing towards the far sideline. Third down and 2. Third and 2 on the 5. Or 6. Clock stopped at 6:44. Five to go in the shotgun for Walk. Walk hands off to Schofield, sweeps end around, great blocking and into the end zone. 5-yard run into the zone. Schofield picks up a rushing touchdown to go along with his receiving last time. And 56-0 the score on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 6:38 left in the Big Country Properties second quarter. Three-play drive, actually. Took 3 this time. And Picola bounces it off the upright and in. The extra point makes it 57-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board in the Big Country Properties second quarter. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com and KNYN 99.1 FM.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
6:38 remains. We're 38 ticks away from being halfway through the second quarter. Brought to you by Big Country Properties. And it's 57-0 Mountain View over Greybull. Well, we talked to Brent Walk prior to this contest, and he said that some of the players have been having a little bit of trouble struggling with just playing 2 quarters in a game and then having to come out. They've been preparing so much, and this their senior day. They've been getting taken out. Well, up to this point, they've kept their seniors in. They've got to get some playing in. The playoffs are next week. But at what point do you take them out? 57-0 the score. On the Benedict's Market and True Value board, kickoff fielded by Gaetan. He returns it to the 25.
Kickoff returned that time by number 1, Elian Davila.
It was Davila, rather, not Gaetan. Drive starts at the 25. Looks like we still got the starters out for Mountain View on the defensive side. And like I said, I can't necessarily blame them. They've got to get some reps in. They've been sitting out half the games just about all season long. Gaetan back to throw. Gross racing after him. Gaetan tucks, gets nowhere, and Sam Porter sticks him out of bounds. Gross was about to intercept that ball and return it for a touchdown if Gaetan let it release from his fingertips. He spun around and ran the other way. Loss of 1 on the run for Gaetan. Got him at -13. Somewhere around there. It's got sacked once, and then that may be bringing it back, and I don't know if that goes to passing yards or rushing. It does go to rushing. That's what I thought. Well, he's in the holes for sure on yards then. 4 receivers. Gaetan throws it through Thusen and Davila between 2 receivers. 3rd and 11. Third down and 11. 57-0. Mountain View, I could say, is on their way to a 8-0 season. That'd be their 6th in the program's history. Neither one of their last 2 state championships, however, have been a part of those. Gain of about 1 up the middle on 3rd down by Castro. He's at -2 yards. In 2017, they lost to Cokeville week 1. In 2014, they lost to Cokeville as well. So the last 2 state championship teams have not gone undefeated in the regular season. Last year, Mountain View lost to Cokeville as well. So that team went into the playoffs at 7-1. For Brent Walk, 61-18 career record. Punt for Greybull. Turns it over and flipped the field. Finally, Mountain View has a little ways to go. A 43-yard punt to the 31. First drive in 5 that Mountain View has not started inside Greybull's 20. Looks like Peterson's in at quarterback, so that signals the change. Direct snap to Tanner Collins. And he gets nowhere. I guess that's enough then. That's exactly how we were wondering how long do they let it go, and they put him out there. They couldn't even keep him out for 2 quarters. The Mountain View starters on senior day, they'll be pulled with the drive at 5.5 minutes to go. 2-yard gain by Collins on the first play. Peterson keeps it this time. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe lose a yard even. 3rd down and 8. And they'll give him a negative play. 5 minutes remain in the second quarter, brought to you by Big Country Properties. Jesus Hernandez out at linebacker. In motion, and flag blows the play dead. A false start, you'd imagine, or illegal movement on the offense. Timeout, rather. No, never mind. I saw that call all wrong. It is false start, yeah. Back 5. 27-yard. 3rd down and 14. Clock does roll. Down to 4:45. We need to get to halftime for the running clock to begin. Peterson in the gun. Moves out right side, fakes the pitch, keeps it himself. Forward to the 35. Shy of the first down, but a gain of about 9 on the play for Peterson. To the 36. And Kimball Madsen comes out to punt. It's his first punt of the day. And they have the whole first-team punting unit out, in fact. When's the last time Kimball punted? He did punting against Kemmer. I go when the JV came out. Okay. Well, Madsen to punt, and it's a decent one. He hasn't got too many opportunities this year. Fielded by Bottom at the 28, and he'll get just past the 30. Out to the 32. Barnes on the tackle. .356 left in the Big Country Properties second quarter. 57-0 Mountain View on top of Greybull. Greybull will move down to 1A next year and play 9-man football. They were on the low end of the reclassification. It would be the largest 1A school next season. Pistol for Gaetan. Pitch left, Castro. Nowhere to go. Now gets a little bit of space to the 35. 3-yard pickup for Castro. Puts him by my count back into the positives.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 7 yards to go for Greybull.
There's some new defensive players in for Mountain View. Got Luke Branson in and Tyler Stoddard's in. Handoff to Castro, and the Sea of Black picks him up back to about the initial line of scrimmage. Medler and Gross were swarming in on Castro. They keep him right where he was, and no gain. 9 carries for Irving, down to just under 3 minutes left in the second quarter, brought to you by Big Country Properties. Daniel Harris checks in on the defensive line. Where's number 64? Split back, looking for Davila, and throws him far to the right and into double coverage. No good on the attempt. And 4th down and 7 at the 35. Sweeney and Schofield back to return. Schofield moves up a little bit to the 45 in anticipation that maybe they'll go for it, and kind of what it looks like they're going to do. They're going for it. Pistol for Gaetan, needs 7 yards. Gross coming in, throws out left side through the hands of Bottom. Turnover on downs.
And there's an incomplete pass from Gaetan intended for number 33 Bottom that time. And the Mountain View Buffaloes.
And Mountain View takes over at about the 34.
Ball will be spotted at the 34-yard.
2:38 remain. Maybe we can get to halftime here. Peterson at quarterback. Collins at running back. Tyler Stoddard on the left side of the line. Walker in the slot. End around. Handoff. And nowhere to go. Handoff to Colton Reutz. He loses a couple. Loses, let's say, 3. Second down and 13. 2:09. That's the thing we're watching right now, that clock moving. Direct snap. Up the middle. Big gain out to the 25. And it was Connor Michaeli. He moves the chains. 14's for Michaeli, and I have nowhere to put him. Okay, how do we figure this one out? Let's go down here. Have to make some audible, call an audible on the stat book. Michaeli stays in as the running back, 140. Handoff to him. He breaks through a couple of tackles, up the middle, and just brought down at the 10 by Castro. That was the last chance to keep that from going into the end zone. Down on the 10.
They're going to mark it down at the 10-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for the Mountain View Buffalo.
And 2 straight runs from Michaeli of 10-plus yards. Peterson stays in at quarterback, 120 into Big Country Properties' second quarter. Michaeli the tailback. Option. Peterson keeps it to the 5 and wrapped up at the ankles was Ethan Dalen on the tackle. 5-yard pickup for Peterson. Have him with 13. Under a minute to play. Second down and goal to go. Peterson and Michaeli in the backfield. Michaeli takes it straight up the middle, continuing to churn and drops in close to the end zone. Maybe just a hair shy. 1 inch or 2 short at 30 seconds. Does Mountain View run more and more play here as the clock expires? Maybe bring it down to the final seconds. They're going to take it to the half. 57-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View heading for the locker rooms. We'll have the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show coming up in just a bit. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com. The 7-0 Buffs lead Greybull 57-0.
Whatever you need, it's likely that Bradshaw's and Lyman can help. Whether it's windows at home or new glass in your car, truck, SUV, or semi, Bradshaw's has it. Tires? Yes. All vehicles, ATVs, semis, and more. Bradshaw's offers a 24-hour towing service for everything large to small. And the Bradshaw Fitness Center is open 24/7. There's more, so always call Bradshaw's first. Whatever you need, it's likely they can help. 307-787-3450. Again, that's 307-787-3450.
If you can't give your dentist a 5-star rating, then you want to consider making your next dental appointment with Dr. McKay Frankham. One patient said, "The best experience I've ever had at a dentist." Other customer comments include 5 stars plus. And not only is Dr. Frankham the best dentist I've ever been to, but I can actually afford to have dental work done by Dr. Frankham. Make your next dental visit a 5-star experience. Call for an appointment today at 307-789-8910.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance in Evanston. Whether it's home, life, renters, auto, or more, Jeff Piper is your one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Black's Fork Dental, top-of-the-line dentistry available right in your backyard. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires and offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Welcome into the Benedict's Market into the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show. Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness offering auto and home glass repair, 24-hour towing, and a fitness center that never closes. Whatever it is you need, Bradshaw's can probably help. 57-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Mountain View leads Greybull at the half. Mountain View with my tally at 301 yards of total offense on 57 points. We have one rushing touchdown from Kimball Matson, 2 rushing touchdowns from Braden Walk, add 4 passing touchdowns for Walk, 2 to Blumell, 1 to Schofield, 1 to Knutson. They kept their starters in as long as they could, but they couldn't quite make it to the half. In the back half of that second quarter, we saw Tyler Peterson come in at quarterback, Tanner Collins at running back, and then that last drive we actually saw Connor Michaeli doing some pretty good run at tailback as well. He got 31 yards and stopped right at the goal line, and they took it to the half and opted to not try to put one more on Greybull. Mountain View went to the locker rooms, and Coach Eli Moody for Greybull kept his men right out on the field. They're sitting on the 25, huddled around. There's only 15 of them here today. There was 26 in Greybull last week. I understand some didn't get on the bus. So, yeah, they're down to 15 guys. So you look at the sidelines there. They got 11 men on the field and then just a couple sitting on the sidelines is all. 10.5 minutes before the start of the third quarter, we will have a running clock, and that will make things move a little bit faster here in the third and fourth quarters. Fourth quarter will be brought to you by Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance. But right now we're in here in the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show, run you through some stats for Mountain View. I've got Kimball Matson with 100 yards on 12 carries, 89 yards on 6 carries from Braden Walk. 3 touchdowns between the two of them, 1 carry for 5 yards. Blurgan Blumell, 1 for 8. Ashton Schofield, a carry for 2 on Tanner Collins. Peterson with 13 and 31 from Connor Michaeli. Walks 67 yards on 4 of 5 passing, or 5 of 6 passing. And he completed 3 to Brigham Blumell. He's got 48 yards. Ashton Schofield, 1 catch for 7. Caleb Knutson, 1 catch for 12. That was the bubble screen that went for a touchdown. And then that comes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all of them. For Greybull, they're sitting at just about nothing on the offense. They've had a lot of negative gains. Irving Castro having with 1 yard. Caleb Bottom at -6. Ilian Davila with 6 yards. Avery Swiftney, -2. Felipe Gayton, -13 on the ground. And Thusen, 1 carry for no gain. Felipe Gayton, 1 catch for 30 yards. And that's all we got. 9:07 before the beginning of the third quarter. We'll come back with our standout student for the week when we return. It's Katie Georges, who is competing in state cross country tomorrow. We will be keeping track of her. She won regionals. So we'll talk about that from the sophomore when we come back. This is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com on the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
I've got Katie Georges with me, a sophomore at Mountain View High School and now a newly crowned conference champion in cross country. Tell me a little bit about how the race was going for you and when you made your final move to jump in head and take the win.
So my coach really wanted me to be in the top 5. So I just went out and I made myself a goal to stay up there. And the last about 100 meters, he told me to go and I started my kick and I got her right at the very end.
This was Elena Jensen, who was in the lead the whole time. Where were you sitting at throughout the race? Were you right behind her the whole way, or were you moving up through the pack? How did that all work out?
I was in 3rd the majority of the race. I dropped to 4th one time, but then I got back up to 3rd, and then I passed.
About how far throughout the race were you from the very lead? At your farthest back, how far do you think back were you to when you got it?
Like 150 meters at the max.
I was talking to Elena earlier today, and she said she didn't know that you were coming or that you were from behind. So how were you able to pull off this art of surprise?
When I started my kick, I was really far behind her, and my coach said, go for it. And if you lose it, you lose it, but you took your risk. And so I just went out there. And I definitely thought she was hearing me because I was breathing so loud, but just went for it.
Tell me how he's able to give you all this instruction in the middle of the race. Where is he placed at in order to be able to say all those things to you?
I'm pretty sure our coach runs more than we do. He runs up and all over and just gives us as much feedback. It's not his job to tell us what to do. Like, it's his job to help us what we can do, but it's our job to do it. And I really think you can really fall asleep towards the end when you're tired. And if you keep pushing and he gives you that encouragement, it's really easy to keep finishing or finish.
Now, he, of course, was a runner at the University of Wyoming, but I didn't realize he's going up these hills multiple times for both races to give you instruction throughout.
Yeah. Very, very helpful, especially down in the bottom of the land or when no one's down there. It's so easy to fall asleep, and you can't fall asleep, and it really helps when he's down there and telling you to keep going because that's when other people fall asleep.
I don't know how many coaches around the state have quite the wind or running ability as your coach. That's got to kind of give a leg up, huh?
Yeah.
So you now go into state this week in a Star Valley meet. You've been there earlier this year, right?
Yeah, I have gone there.
What do you know about the course?
It's pretty hilly, but not as steep as Lander, which I like. I kind of like hills because I feel like the course goes faster. I'm really excited. I'm just hoping for the best.
I was told by your coach that at the beginning of the season to now you've dropped multiple minutes off your time. How have you done that?
Well, I was just coming out for cross country, basically for the ride, hoping to make it to state. And when our first meet hit, and I was like, oh, I can kind of do this. And then I took 3rd, and then I just kept working through practices. The practices are so hard, and I really think that he pushed me for this reason. He knew I could do it, and he kept pushing me so I would be able to accomplish this.
You did not do cross country as a freshman?
No, I played volleyball.
And what's your prior experience in distance running to really know going into the season even what you would be able to do?
Well, the last time I did cross country was in 6th grade, and I played volleyball 7th, 8th in my freshman year. And I just decided volleyball wasn't my thing, and I needed to try something new. And so I just went for it and hope for the best.
Was it a little bit of a surprise in the first meet when you realized that you were able to stay up as far as you were?
Yeah, when Coach Kiefer told me to be 10 seconds, 20 seconds behind my other teammates, I was like, I can't do that. Like, there's no way. And then I got done with our first lap, and I was like, oh, I can run a little bit faster. And then I just kept running faster. I wasn't that tired.
With this meet at Star Valley, the layout is a little hilly, but at what point are you looking to try to attack? What are some things that you're preparing for on this course specifically?
I'm going to try to attack about 2 miles. There's an uphill, and that's where I'm going to try to surge. And then you get up the hill, and it's all downhill from there. And I'm just going to open up and hopefully PR.
There are there's one girl in particular coming over from the east side who's very good. What do you know, this being just your first year, about this state meet and some of the competition coming in?
So I know at regionals for the east side, their course was not as hard. It was warmer. They had a bigger advantage than us, and their times were faster, but I know that our course was harder, and when they get to our altitude, it's going to be harder for them, especially in the hills. Although Sydney from Rollins, she's an outstanding runner, and I don't really think I'm going to be able to beat her, but my goal is to just get second or third and stay up there.
And you get to run with someone of that quality, that's probably going to make you faster, won't it?
Yeah, for sure.
How would you like to, I know that she's obviously the far and away favorite in this one, but I would imagine you'd like to try to hang with her if you can. You've never been out there, you've never raced against her before, you don't know.
Yeah, it would be so amazing if I could even just be like 30 seconds, a minute behind her, because running a 18 or a 19 would be amazing to me.
Now, you have a couple of years left in cross country, but you also told me that you'll play basketball and track. What do you like about basketball? And then with track, what are your events?
So with basketball, I'm a guard. I love the quickness. I love the aggressiveness. Basketball is by far my favorite sport. And last year in track, I did the 300 hurdles, the 100 hurdles, the 400, and triple jump. But this year, I think it might change up, and it might be like the 800 and the mile. I'm not really sure. Depends what my coach wants me to do.
In basketball, do you have anyone who's maybe gone through the program that you've looked up to try to be like?
So I went to this huge camp called PGC, and 2 of my other teammates went, and it was the best camp. It was the longest week of my life, but it was so good, and I really hope that, because one was a senior, and I really hope that between us 3, we can share the information we learned to our teammate, and I really think that camp helped me.
It's Katie Georges, a sophomore cross country and conference champ in this sport for Mountain View High School. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Do you like following your Mountain View and Lyman athletics when you can't make it to the game? Well, we love bringing it to you. Hi, I'm Jake Hibbard, voice of the Mountain View Buffaloes and Lyman Eagles, and I've been traveling around the state of Wyoming and covering high school sports for the better part of a decade. Whether it's covering a big culminating event at the Casper Event Center, calling a tightly contested Mountain View Lyman game, the greatest rivalry in this state, or kicking back and enjoying the views at one of this state's many hidden gems like the ballpark in Cowley, Wyoming, there's a few things I always see. There's officials trying their hardest, coaches sweating it out on the sidelines, and there's always a ton of support for these athletes from the entire community. MyLocalRadio.com would like to take a moment to thank all of its sponsors for making today's video coverage possible. Without all of us working together, none of this could happen. If you would like to support our future video broadcasts of Lyman and Mountain View sports, there's a few ways you can let us know. The first is, you can call our home office in Evanston, Wyoming at 307-789-8116 and let them know that you would like to know more about how you can become a sponsor of Bridger Valley Sports. The other is, you can just come up to me before or after a game and ask for more information. We've got a lot of different tiers of sponsorship, and we'll find the perfect one for you. We would love for you to join the MyLocalRadio.com and Bridger Valley Sports family and help us continue to bring these games for years to come. That number again to call for the Evanston office is 307-789-8116. Or just come up and see me at one of the games and let me help you help us. And remember, go Eagles and go Buffs.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
The Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on mylocalradio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been among the most trusted businesses in southwest Wyoming and beyond. There's a reason why the biggest auto dealers in the area trust their vehicles to Yeager's Auto Body. Owner Justin Yeager and his staff are experts in their field and will deliver on your vehicle's needs. So the next time your car is in need of repair, go see the best at Yeager's Auto Body in Green River at 360 West Flaming Gorge Way, or give them a call at 307-875-2448. Yeager's Auto Body in Green River, proud sponsors of Mountain View and Lyman High School sports. Welcome back. That was the Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness halftime show. Appreciate their sponsorship. On to the third quarter. It's 57-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. All Mountain View. Greybull kicks off to the Buffs. Diaz Rios, I should say, kicks off and hits at about the 25, and a knee taken by Brigham Blue Mel right there. And the clock, that should keep the clock running, shouldn't it? Yeah. They stop it for clock. No, change of possession is not one. Only scores. So the clock should, the clock should be going. Only penalties, injuries, change of possession, and that other thing I always forget, timeouts, yeah. First play is Michaeli. It was at the 24-yard line where the play started, and another strong run by Michaeli out to the 32. Seven yards for Connor. 11, I should say. 42 yards for Michaeli. He takes the handoff. No, it's Peterson on a keeper. Out, jumping forward to the 43. The line of scrimmage was at the 37. To the 43. Pick up a 6. Second down and 4. Mountain View ball. Moving from right to left. 57-0 lead on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. Pitch right side. Michaeli up the right. Across the 50. And another first down for Michaeli. Gets across the 50 to the 46. 12-yard pickup for Michaeli. 54 yards for Connor. First down and 10 on the 46 for Mountain View, up 57-0. 3 receivers. Pitch left side. Michaeli bobbles it. He got a lot of space to the 35, 30. Has a couple of guys in Castro. Cuts in on them. They wrap him up at the 15. And a big gain for Michaeli, 31 yards. And puts him up to about 85 5 yards on the day. Ball marked at the 16. 9:40. Michaeli to the left of Peterson. Low snap. Michaeli hit in the backfield by the big body of Ethan Dalen. 19 yard. He's brought down at the 19. Loss of 3 for Michaeli. Tick, 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 down to 9-10. Drive number 1 here of the third quarter. Man in motion. Michaeli takes the handoff right side to the 10. And working his way forward, Castro brings him down at about the 7. 12-yard or 11-yard pickup, depending on the spot. About the 8. 11 yards for Michaeli. He'll go over 100 here in quick fashion with the way he's running. Snap on the shotgun. Sweep end around. Nowhere to go. Loss of 3. It was to Colton Royts. He lost 3 on his last carry, too. It was the same play, basically. Give him -2. 4th and about halfway there. Need to get to the 5 on the 10. Michaeli takes the direct snap, pushes his way forward, but not able to barrel quite enough yardage out of it. Felipe Gayton signaling turnover on downs. And the ball is spotted at the 6, a yard shy for Michaeli. So they take over on the 7. First drive for the quarter. Pistol for Gayton. Castro up the middle. And nowhere to go. Down at the line of scrimmage. Down to 7 minutes in the third quarter. And he may have lost a yard. No gain, the call. Second down and 10. Next week we will we'll be with Lyman for a Friday at 1 o'clock contest. I think that is the time for that. Against either Burns or Thermopolis. Handoff to Castro to the 9. 11th carry for Irving. 2 yards, maybe 3. We'll give him 3 yards on the pickup. Out to the 10. Later on mylocalradio.com, we've got Mountain View and Lyman volleyball. The winner of that contest will be the number 2 seed for next week's regionals out of the Southwest. Gayton in the shotgun, back to throw, pressure, forces him outside to the left. Holding call is late, but it comes in. The pass is completed, but the near sideline official saw a hold, and it was the left tackle out there holding on a defensive end for Mountain View. Should bring it right back. That was as Gayton got outside of the tackle box. He had his left tackle just ripping a defensive end from the back. Plays declined, and Mountain View will take over on the interception. 13 on the interception. Josh White, all right. 5'10", 140 pounds. Freshman.
That'll bring up first down and 10 for the Mountain View Buffaloes. Ball's on the 26-yard line.
We'll start the drive on the 26, number 2 of the half. Last one fell over just short on a turnover on downs. Michaeli takes it up the left. Big gap, and Caleb Bottom tackles him at the 16. Maybe a yard short of the first down. It started at the 26. get to the 17. 9 yards. Second down and 1. 5.5 to go in quarter number 3. 4 receivers set. Tanner Collins back in at tailback, blitz up the middle. Peterson pitches out to Collins. At the 15, breaks tackle, 10, 5, touchdown Mountain View. Tanner Collins from 16, 17 yards out for the score. Second and 1, make it touchdown, and 63-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 17-yard gain for Collins. And the clock stops at 5:16. Bring out the PAT unit. Tiankum Picola. Try it one more time. He's missed one today, hasn't he? Yes. Yeah, missed one earlier. It was like third or fourth. Maybe this. And Picola is good. 64-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. 5:16 remain in the third quarter. And this is a First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on MyLocalRadio.com.
Members of Trona Valley Federal Credit Union feel confident that our staff has your best interest in mind, confident that we acknowledge your financial needs, confident that we are always working hard to provide the best rates, best products, and the best service the industry can offer, and confident that we will always work with you to help achieve your financial goals. Join Trona Valley Federal Credit Union today. TronaValley.com, member NCUA.
$64-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value board. A 17-yard touchdown run by Tanner Collins. And Tiankum Picola still out to kick off. 5:16 remain in the third quarter. 64-0. Last week it was 58-7 over Kemmer. The clock starts to roll. About 17 minutes of clock time left. Depending on scores, that could be close to real time. Fielded by Davila at the 10, to the 20, outside to the 30, sideline, and Hunter Gross chases him out of bounds. And they'll take over at about the 30-yard line. And put it at the 31. 4:28 and ticking. Ball taken over at the 31. They keep their first unit out. They don't really have anything but their first unit. About 15 guys showed up for the game today. Gaetan, handoff left side to Castro. He's got some space up the sideline to the 40 and pushed out. And 2 flags in the backfield. Carlos Garay down on the line, on the ground. He looks like he's hurt. Greybull does not have any room for injuries. And holding the call.
And there's flag on field, the holding penalty called against Greybull.
Clock stops at 4:13. Mark back to the 20. So that was an 11-yard gain and a 10-yard loss as we go by the, is that what you're saying? Well, I mean, like he got 11, then back 10, or is it from the spot?
From where the hold happened.
Ah.
So he gets a 1-yard gain.
Got you. Got you. Gaetan back to throw. Has bottom up the middle. Completed at the 25. Breaks through 1 tackle. Out to the 30.
He's tackled that time by number 30.
10-yard pickup. Brings up second down and 10. Second completion. 2 bottom. He's got 40 yards, and that's both of Felipe Gaetan's completions today. Split back shotgun. 1 receiver either way. Gaetan gives it to Castro. Sweep left side. 30, 35. No, not quite. About the 34. Third down and about 7 or 6, depending on the spot. Moves right to the 34. So about 7 to go.
I'll bring up third down and 7 yards to go.
Gaetan in the pistol. Under 3 minutes in the third quarter. We'll have the Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance fourth after this. Flea flicker, back to Gaetan. Deep throw, intended for bottom, right through his hands. On the coverage there, it was Connor Brown, a junior, 5'10", 135 for Mountain View. Fourth down and 7 on the 34. 2.5 minutes remain in quarter number 3. Drive stalls for Greybull. And it's Irving Castro. No, they're going for it. Never mind. 4th and 7. Gaetan takes the snap. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws up high and completed for a first down. Isaac Thusen on the completion. Out just across, maybe a yard beyond where he needed to get to. They spotted at the 43. 9-yard pickup. Needed 7. Thusen's first catch. Out to the 43. Gaetan to throw again, outside. Hernandez rips it in to the 45, and then across the 50, another couple yards to the 45, a 13-yard pickup to Jesus Hernandez.
Number 37, Connor Brown.
And Greybull across midfield for the first time today. Minute 15 left. They spotted at the 44. Hernandez had a couple of catches last week. 6 interceptions in all by Greybull in their loss to Lyman. Castro at the line of scrimmage, bounces outside, looking for space, cuts back in to the 40, just across as he bounces forward. Depends on where the knee was down, if he got across the 40 or not. They'll mark it just at the 44, or at the 39, I should say. 5-yard pickup. .30 seconds. Best drive of the day for Greybull. High pistol, snap, pitch left to Castro. 35, maybe to the markers. Looks like a first down. And it is to the 29.
Castro gets chased out of bounds, but not before he picks up first down for Greybull. Ball's on.
And a first down and 10 for Castro to end the third quarter. We'll be back with the Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance fourth after this. This is the First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on MyLocalRadio.com, KNYN 99.1 FM. After 3, 64-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board.
We hope you're enjoying this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive broadcast of Bridger Valley Sports. We love being able to travel around the state to bring the action on the field or court back to you watching at home. Let's face it, doing all of this would not be possible without all of our great sponsors. We appreciate the support the following businesses and individuals show to both Mountain View and Lyman Sports. Dr. McKay Frankham, quality dental care at affordable prices. Yeager's Auto Body. For nearly 45 years, Yeager's Auto Body in Green River has been at the top of the game in auto repair. West Star Printing in Evanston. No matter what you want printed, West Star is where you want it done. Reese Auto Service. From lawnmowers and snowblowers to cars, trucks, and semis, Reese Auto Service in Lyman does it all. Trona Valley Credit Union, member NCUA. Plains Tire in Evanston, Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer. Thank you to all of our Bridger Valley sports sponsors.
Fourth quarter brought to you by Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance. A high snap. Gaetan falls on it at the 50, and that's how we start quarter number 4. A loss of 16 yards on the first play, as they had it all the way across the 50 down to the 34. Greybull trying to get points on the board to end their season. Being shut out as we welcome you to the Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance fourth quarter. 64-0 Mountain View leads Greybull. Split back for Gaetan. 4-3 front. Handoff, Castro, left. Back to the line of scrimmage and a couple more. Hunter Gross brushes off Derek Baker's back numbers after he went down to the ground. Making the tackle, 2-yard pickup. Fourth quarter brought to you by Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance. Give them a call at 307-789-5489. Serving the Bridger Valley, Evanston, and Southwest Wyoming. Jeff knows the insurance game. Gaeton to throw. Has bottom. In and out of his hands at the 45. Third down and a mile. Wow, they need to get all the way down to the 24. About 24 yards to go on fourth down. Spotted just beyond the 48. 2 completions to Caleb Bottom today. The first play of positive yardage was a 30-yard completion from Castro to Bottom. They got that first down, and then that was it. Timeout taken, 10:03. We'll take it with them. This is the First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on MyLocalRadio.com and KNY on 99.1 FM. 64-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. Mountain View over Greybull.
Making an informed decision when you choose coverage for you, your family, and your home is one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance Agent in Evanston, is here to help you get the coverage that is right for you at the best value. Find out how much you can save each month when you combine home, auto, and life insurance. Call Jeff Piper with Farmers Insurance at 307-789-5489 or stop in at 341 Front Street in Evanston. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance.
64-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board. Fourth down and 24 to go. 10:01 as the clock will resume. Gaeton pitches out right side to Castro. Looks to throw downfield. Completed to Bottom at the 34. And he'll still be shy. Needed to get to the 24. Got about half that way to the 40. And it's a turnover on downs after the 8-yard throw from Castro to Bottom. Again, we will have a Mountain View versus Lyman volleyball later on today. That's scheduled to begin at 7 o'clock, about 2 hours and 25 minutes from now. Should give us plenty of time to get over and set up. Handoff up the middle for Mountain View at the 39-yard line. New running back in is Corbin Benedict. Picks up 7. 2nd and 3. Shotgun. Quarterback keeper up the middle. And a gain of 1 or 2. Peterson still in for quarterback. Should be about 3rd and 1. Out to the 48. 2-yard run for Peterson. Third down and 1 on the 48. 64-0. And give it back to Benedict. He's stopped for a loss. Ethan Dalen on the tackle. And Jesus Hernandez. They'll take out the punting unit. 8 minutes left in the Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance fourth quarter. Find out how much you can save by bundling your home, life, and auto insurance with Jeff Piper and Farmers at 307-789-5489, located in Evanston. Jeff serves all of Southwest Wyoming. Well, it happened. I'm officially out of space on my drive charts, and I'm not going to worry about it too much. Good punt by Manson, down inside the 10 and inside the 15. Touchdown by Caleb Knutson at the 13. And that's keeps the clock moving. Hands it over to Greybull. And I already ran out of space on them for drives, so you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. That's it. I'll write down their stats, but we're not going to worry too much about the drives. If they score, we'll mark it somewhere. Gaetan in the pistol. Castro behind him. Back to throw. Has Davila completed at the 10. Still on his feet to the 20. And out of bounds about there. Close to a first down. Yard or two shy. Second down and 8. Yeah, I said that opposite. Second down and 2 after the 8-yard gain. Loaded box and pistol set. Castro takes it, bounces outside, pass Walker, and then brought down still for a loss by Colton Reutz. Good tackle to keep Castro from finding the sideline. Back him up of a yard. 3rd and 3 on the 19. 5:55 left. Jeff Piper, Farmers Insurance, fourth quarter, 64-0. Mountain View will go 8-0 for the 6th time in program history. That's in the regular season. Not all of those have made it to the state championship. Haven't always been playoffs. Oh, nearly intercepted for Michaeli. Brings up 4th and 3. And I don't have it right in front of me, but Scott, tell me if I'm on the right track here. 2010, I believe, Mountain View went 8-0 and then lost in a state championship game coached by Don Donnell. Is that about right? Okay. Might have been a little earlier. Maybe 2002, I think, maybe. Yeah, Gonzalez was before that. I got my year. Yeah, I think it was 2002-ish in that area. And a block punt for Castro. Maybe he'll try it again. Now picks it up and runs, and he's tackled at the 17. Flag comes down, and Castro's not quick to get up. Clock stops at 4:55 with the penalty. Maybe a personal foul. Looks like Greybull is set to continue on offense. And yes, it is. Face mask. And that being a personal foul means an automatic first down and 15 yards up the field. And that pushes it forward to the 34.
First down and 10 for Greybull. Ball will be spotted.
Out to the 34. Whistle blows, clock starts again. New guy out there, Riley Huntington. Shotgun. Gaetan pitches left side. It's a reverse to Davila. He looks for sideline, finds it, 30. First down for Davila. And he needed to get, he got about 2 yards, 3 yards on the run. Back to the line of scrimmage, about 3 more. To the 35. 4 minutes left in the Jeff Piper Farmers Insurance fourth quarter. Playoffs next week. Mountain View has Wheatland. Lyman still awaiting either Burns or Thermopolis. Gaetan throws it back right into the Mountain View secondary. Tanner Collins backs up on it and can't hold it in. Slaps himself on the pads a couple of times after giving away that. 3:40. Biggest margin of victory so far for Mountain View coming in, I think, was last week at 58-7. That was a 51-point. Prior to that, 45-0, 55-12, 35-0, 47-0, 52-6, and 41-0. The scores for Mountain View this year. And again, Big Piney, the only team to score against the varsity. They got a late second quarter touchdown. A timeout taken by Greybull. Wonder what they want to talk about. 3:20 left. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is the First Bank presentation of Mountain View football on mylocalradio.com.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Well, thank you, and we're holding on, and welcome back to the Jet Piper Farmers Insurance fourth quarter, 64-0. Thank you to AJ for running the board, and thank you now to Alyssa, who's taken over as we just approach the 5 o'clock hour on KNYN 99.1. Stay tuned on this. At about 5:20, it'll be pregame coverage for Evanston versus Star Valley. Maybe deja vu if you were listening to this game. Out to about the 40, and incomplete. On the pass for Gaetan. 4th and 7 upcoming. If you want to watch on mylocalradio.com, it's Mountain View and Lyman, the Bridger Valley Volleyball. Coming up at about 7 o'clock. We'll have about a 20-minute pregame show for that. Greybull punting. And no faking it. Castro wants to run. He may have wanted to punt. Now he thinks better of it. Punts. And it's going to be touchdown by Bottom at the 46. Well, it was a fake until he realized he wasn't getting anywhere. Then he thought, well, I could still punt it. And it got partially blocked. And Mountain View takes over. 64 points plus 333. We're at 397, right? 3 points shy of 400 even for the season. And Mountain View comes out 38 yards from the end zone. This is the JV. Has been working since the second quarter. Handoff left side to Quarterbin Benedict. He doesn't get anywhere, loses a yard. Down to 2 minutes left. As a result of needing to get torn down and set back up, we will have a very short post game here to get over for volleyball. Have one break and then run through the game and then get on over for Lyman Mountain View. 2nd and 11. Keeper for Michaeli on a direct snap. He's to the 35. Picks up 3. He's got 105 yards by my count today. All coming in, cleanup action. 122. Just a couple of plays left for Mountain View, and their regular season is over, and they'll finish 8-0. Michaeli at quarterback. Yeah, he's at quarterback. Gives it to Reutz, or to Benedict rather. And it's looks like another loss. Bring up 4th down. Yeah, it was. It was a loss of 3. And Kimball Madsen will punt one more time. This is it for the season. Second halves haven't been all that exciting, but first halves with Mountain View's offense and defense just wreaking terror. 8-0 on the year. Get ready for the playoffs. Wheatland next week, and then they can get through that. They'll have a semifinal game here. And a delay of game called for Mountain View. Stops the clock at 18:03. Back them up 5 yards, and we'll have one more play. Clock keeps running after this punt, doesn't it? Yeah, so that should be it. And that's it. They'll start that clock, and it won't have another play. That's the game. As soon as that clock starts rolling. 3-2-1 Mountain View is the 2019 In addition, 8-0 in the regular season. The sixth time this program has had a perfect regular season. Next step, the playoffs. Wheatland next week, 1 o'clock on Friday. We'll take one break and close things out here as we end the Jeff Piper and Farmers Insurance fourth quarter on a First Bank presentation of Mountain View Football on MyLocalRadio.com, defeating Greybull 64-0 on the Benedict's Market and True Value Board.
The best live coverage of local sports, weather, local news, and radio classifieds, plus online streaming music, giveaways, and more. It's all on MyLocalRadio.com. Watch as your high school teams clash with their biggest rivals. Listen to the latest from your team's coaches. Catch up on local and regional news and stream your favorite music. Visit MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook and stream it all live.
Welcome back. Post game here, 64-0. And again, one more time, was it 79 passing, total yards, 51. Thank you to Scott Dickerson as we're trying to get out of here and over to volleyball in quick fashion. Negative 28 rushing yards for Greybull on the day, 79 passing yards for 51 total yards. On Mountain View side, 352 rushing yards, 68 passing, 420 total, and those 64 points on the board. Braden Walk is the recipient of the Dr. McKay Franklin Precision Play of the Game. 4 touchdown passes, 2 rushing as well, 6 to close out his senior season on senior day. That puts him as a total. He came in with 23 total touchdowns, and that puts him at 29 on the season. Mountain View finishes with 397 points scored in the regular season, allowing along the way just 25. So they end up as the number 1 seed and about as strong of a number 1 seed as we've ever seen any classification heading in. But the playoffs start a whole new year, and it's back to work for the Mountain View Buffaloes after today, looking ahead to Wheatland next week. We'll close it out right there as we get done just about everything we can, and we got to get over for volleyball. So thank you for listening. Tune in on MyLocalRadio.com at about 7 o'clock. We'll probably go on pregame if everything's on schedule, about 6:40 with pregame coverage for Mountain View versus Lyman volleyball. The winner is number 2, and that's a big advantage if we look ahead to regionals. Next on this First Bank presentation of Mountain View volleyball. Thanks for listening. I'm Jake Hibbard. That was football. We'll have volleyball in just a bit.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of MyLocalRadio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, no portion of which may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Old West Media. Today's executive producer is Val Cook. We appreciate you tuning in to this MyLocalRadio.com exclusive of Mountain View Buffaloes Athletics. We would like to take a moment to thank all of our sponsors and partners who make this all possible. And of course, thank you for tuning in. Check out our website for more information about future Mountain View broadcasts, or like us on Facebook to stay up to date with the games. Until next time, go Buffs!